Bill 1348.
I just had to bring my little show and tell. Chairman and members, I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to bring this piece of legislation to you. And I also want to add, not only are you all, but I want to thank every single person in here under this roof right now who's here because they care about kids. And I know that's why we're all doing all this that we're doing. But I've heard it said that our lives begin to end when we become silent about things that matter. And I brought a stack of letters and emails and requests from people like people I meet in Walmart, at the car wash, at the grocery store, wherever I'm at, and my constituents come and ask me, now I'm having little kids say, Representative Weaver, what are we doing downtown to get rid of Common Core? What are we doing so that I can enjoy going to school? I'm tested out the wazoo. I don't like going to school. Teachers are calling me and saying I used to be able to use my creativity and stand before a class and have fun, have field trips, and use the gifting that God gave me to be a teacher, and now all I am is a facilitator. And so I'm probably one of the least people up here to be speaking on the intricacies and all that Mr. Spivey has done on education with 1035. I'm probably one of the least people to be up here to speak to you. But I will tell you, I have 2 grandchildren, and I'm concerned about our children in school, in this, and being under the indoctrination of a whole new machine that I frankly just do not have confidence in. And so that's why I'm standing here. House Bill 1048 is a repeal of Common Core. I understand we have a bill in motion that will replace it, and I will sign on to that bill as well. But I really don't feel, I don't have the confidence to go back to my district, and when somebody comes up to me at Walmart or wherever and says, are you repealing Common Core? I don't have the confidence to say that we are doing that. So I'm sure this bill, Representative Dunn said it's a train wreck. He told me that earlier. But I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the people of Tennessee do not like this. Not one bit. And they don't want to have something new with a new name. They want the word repeal. They want it gone. They don't want the indoctrination. And the teachers and the parents and the children are why I'm here before you.
If you would indulge us, explain to us under your bill how we go through the repeal process and what replaces what. Maybe that will help the committee understand.
Okay. I didn't mean to take so long on my intro. Sorry.
You're fine.
Actually, I'll go through the steps, some real simple steps with you, and then I do have someone here, if you'll give me just 2 minutes, for him to speak to a certain section as well, which he's a lot more knowledgeable on that. The academic content standards, this bill would repeal Common Core. It would go back in Section 1. It would go back to revert to the 2009 Tennessee SPIs as an interim step. Most of the schools are still teaching to TCAP, so there wouldn't be any kind of fiscal note on that because they'd be using what they already have. They would create new standards using tested and proven successful standards from high academically rated states prior to this thing called Common Core. And those states are some of ours, actually, Indiana, California, and Massachusetts. So in other words, we would be grabbing a hold of things that have already been proven instead of doing this mass experiment on our children that we have no idea what it's going to look like going down the pike. And I just don't like to even do that to our kids. Number 2, the assessments. We would, again, use TCAP until the new standards and aligned assessments are created, which we have something like that going in motion because of 1035, and create new assessments to align with those standards. 3, A review of academic content standards, the creation of a new committee, and a process for creating and approving the standards, to include contract services of a standard writing expert and child development expert to ensure age-appropriate standards are created. We have people that Dr. Milgram is one. I don't know a lot about the man, the stuff that I've read about him. He's an amazing guy who knows how to do standards. He's proven his fact, and they can make these standards in 2 weeks, a month. We don't need 2 years. Again, as our children are moving forward with this stuff, and it's another thing I'd like to say, I really am, we're at the 3rd year crossroad here where our children have had these standards. And we're at the point where the point of no return is, in terms of them rebounding, are slim and none after 3 years. Section 4, comparison of the academic standards. Compare the old standards to the new. Ensure that the new standards are the best of the best, using the best standards that were in place prior to Common Core. And 5, personally identifiable data, protection of our students' information. As you just heard, we had Representative Moody was talking about the data collecting. This is enormous. Parents are putting, they don't want their kids data mined. They don't want all this stuff on. This is craziness. So basically, that's it. Section 1. The LEA will not lose state funding if they elect not to adopt or use the state standards or assessments. Repeal of Common Core takes place in Section 2. 3, prohibits the state or state board of education from joining an organization or consortium that relinquishes the state or local control. 4 speaks to no PARCC, Smarter Balance, Measurement Inc., or any assessment related to Common Core to be administered to any LEAs. And Section 5 is no Common Core in any subject. I would like for you, if you would mind, for me to step out of session and ask Dr. Carlson to speak to Section 6, if that's okay with you.
With no objection, we're out of session. Sir, if you'll go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay.